Hey Alton, so this is just a little series of videos I'm doing just to document what's being done to this mower here. She's an old white lt1650, something like that, from about probably 2002, 2001, something like that. But everything's stock at the moment. She just needs a ring gear on a flywheel there to make her start, and maybe a little clean out on fuel lines there. But so I'm just trying to document what happens to it. So it's a hydro, and those are notoriously hard to make go fast. But I kind of got a little plan here, inspired. But there's this YouTube channel called something like the Redneck Computer Geek, something like that. But anyway, so he did this on a mutter build of a hydro very similar to this one. So basically the whole transmission is going to get shoved forward to right about where this floor pan here is, and then run drop axles back here, and that'll gear it way up from what it is, because this mower is pretty slow. These are notorious for being just wicked slow. This will do about 5 miles an hour at full throttle, full pedal, and then full throttle gets you about 5 miles an hour on there. But I figure I'm going to do a few things different from what he did. So, he used original size tires, and I'm not going to be using these because these are only 8 inches tall. And taller tires will make you go faster. So I got a couple old 5-lug rims, and I'm going to see if I can get some dump tires to put on there. And so basically it'll have this tiny little axle here will be what drives the sprockets and everything for the chain drive on there. And then it'll come back and there'll be about 15 or 16 inch tires back here. And tall tires help you go fast too, so this thing will be wicked speedy if I ever get this done. The other thing he did was he had a diff lock. He'd welded his diff on there. And I don't think I'm going to be doing that just because I don't feel like tearing into the transmission. So it'll just be 2 individual chain drives, one for each side. And these are just racing more, so I don't think a diff lock is going to be too important on her. It's got this custom sheet metal job just from some aluminum or tin I had laying around. Some corner pieces like roof cap pieces or something, and then this old house vent as a grill. As far as I know, the steering's been redone at least once, and the carburetor has been redone. I don't know if you can see it in there. I think you can, but at the moment, it's the flywheel is being torn apart and thrown back on there. But none of the covers fit back together right, but it's just an old dump mower, so it's pretty meant for what I'm doing. No deck, but it ain't got much ground clearance anyhow. And you look at that, that's just enough to squeeze the deck in there and get 2 inches of lift on it, more or less. And it's loud as all get out. Because that exhaust is pipe broken in there somewhere. Look at the flywheel I got. Will you shut up? So here's that flywheel I'm talking about. Just flipped over. I don't think I can do this one-handed, but I can. There we go. You turd. Anyway, so you can see it. I started gear chewed right through that ring gear there when I tried to start it last. So that's stripped all the way around. So that gear has to pop off there, and I'm going to pop a new one onto it. But it's a good flywheel, I think. All the magnets are intact, mostly. Enough to put spark through the engine anyway. So there's that. I'll show you the deck that come off it too. I got that sitting around, probably under a pile of something. There it is. As you can see, it's just a stupid little 2-blade deck. Old MTD, ain't worth a hoot. So that was junk when I got it. More ran when I got it. I traded a Cub Cadet for it, an old 2007 something Cub Cadet lt1654. It was a piece of junk. Yeah, my grandpa had given me that for free because I wanted the seat off it. I keep that right over here. I ain't found a use for it yet, but There's that minty little seat to come off the cub. I think I'm going to put that on my good Cub Cadet, my 71. But, so yeah, I ended up getting that for free. One of my father's buddies, he wanted that Cub Cadet for a motor because it had the Kohler Courage 27 horse in it. So we ended up trading that to him, and he gave us that little white lt1650 in return. And it's just kind of been my project more for a minute now. I just been trying to get it running with that flywheel and everything, and it needed a tire when I got it. And we didn't know the starter was we didn't know the ring gear was starting to go. But I'm gonna head back out to it. Keep walking around doing nothing of interest. There's the old Ford, the old Ford. And there is my Dodge Ram 1500. She's a minty old truck. But yeah, it's just it's sat under a tarp most of winter. And in the spring, I put that together to put on there, just keep the rain off it. It says she on there. I'm so funny like that. But I'm torn between decisions right now, because I do want to try the drop axles, but if that doesn't work, I'm kind of screwed. So I am going to be sourcing a second transmission for it as well. I think my uncle might have one that could work. And of course, you know, it's barely got a hood here, so everything sits out in the weather, so I don't know what else has been screwed up in the whole time it's been sitting. That fuse, probably, but those fuses are built beefy for some reason. Seats, trashed, but they always are. But yeah, so that whole transmission is going to move forward. To there, I'm going to put a shorter belt on it and maybe a hand control lever, because these linkages never line up right when you do that. I think the brake will still work, though. Yeah, that it'll come back into a set of drop axles here. I seen another guy do it, but he had a locker. He welded up his diff there. And I don't plan on doing that because splitting the transmission opens way over my head. And I got to figure out some stuff with the battery wires and the solenoid here. I got a ground cable that ain't hooked to anything, but I got to test that starter too. It's kind of a pile at the moment, but I think it'll be all right just for a cheap little racing mower. It's a 2002. Got the Briggs opposed twin. Which are good when you can get them running. They're torquey little things. Real old. You can even kind of see the carburetor right there. You can see it better with the hood off, but I ain't taking the hood off just for a stupid little video like this. And then throttle goes halfway up. They say you can't race hydros, but I'm going to prove them wrong. And PTO switch here can go just to lose some weight off it. And there's actually a trick. You can kind of clutch dump these hydros if you know what you're doing. So you take your drive foot there, you kind of take your brake, good foot it, pedal for your hydro all the way down, dump your brake, and there you go. Just have a hand on the wheel and hope you don't lose a leg doing it. Stupid lock there never works right. But yeah, I want to see if maybe I can get that throttle to max out a little more. Might mess with the governor, but I don't have a good history of putting those back together right, so I might put that on hold. I don't think it's got a fuel pump or anything, so that adds another layer of simplicity to it. Everything's got to be put back together once that ring gear and flywheel are together, though. So that's the first step, is just get it running. Will you shut up? It's my aunt's dog, great aunt's dog. Oh, that's got some squish to it. That's off the bead, ain't it? Oh, no, it's on the bead. Ain't I a lucky duck? Yeah, that's probably why it's leaning like that, other than the fact it's parked in a dip next to a shed. Shut up. Will you? But yeah, I think this will be an alright little racing mower. I mean, it's a piece of junk, but that's what racing mowers are supposed to be, you know?